This is Ida and Ansel Booth, your great-grandmother and great-grandfather. That would be on your mother's side. This is your grandfather on your father's side, Horatio Whitting, Horatio Hornblower Whitting O'Connor. This is Charles Sidney O'Connor and his sister Daisy.
Okay.
This is Garnet May Woodward O'Connor.
About 1925.
This is Charles Sidney O'Connor the First, shortly after World War I.
You gonna bend down to see the rest of his outfit? Or I can move it back. Alright, let me try it. Go back up and let.
This is your grandmother on your father's side, known as Nummy. Garnet May O'Connor, your mother, and Edna May O'Connor in arms. This is Charles O'Connor and Garnet O'Connor, your mother and father, in 1928.
You're losing them.
This is Charles and Edna May. This is Charles, Edna May, and George.
Right now, wait a minute. Here we go.
This is Charles, Edna May, and George. This is Charles on Easter Sunday, and George. That's Edna May, Charles, Mary Ellen Donald, and George in colors. This is George O'Connor in the United States Army. This is Charles and Tommy Donald. Charles O'Connor, Tommy Donald. This is Charles when he's in the U.S. Navy. Charles and Edna May. This is Charles, Garnet, and George in the snow country. Edna May and Fred in the Navy.
Yes.
Charles, Conrad Doxa, and Fred, 1953. This is Garnet, Grandma Garnet, Little Garnet, and Michael in 1953. This is Charles. You can figure out what year, I don't know. This is Garnet O'Connor in Grass Valley, 1947. Lucille Donald and Charles. Not sure of the year. Charles, 1946. Lucille and Charles.
Francisco Street.
On Francisco Street. Edna Mae, Charles, and George, 1945.
It's 50.
Scarlett O'Connor in 1953, out in the desert. This is Hap O'Connor in Grass Valley, 1946 or 47. This Charles and Connie, somewhere up in the mountains. I'm not sure of the year. This is me and thee, Fred and Edna Mae, in LA in 1946. This is Garnet and Aunt Lois, her sister Lois,
We don't know who the lady in the middle is.
and some stranger in the back. George and Charles. This and the following pictures will be pictures of Hap in various locations. This one was at George's house
62.
in 62.
Picture.
This was in 1953. This was taken in 1978 in LA.
I've already got all these.
Some of these pictures are not too good, but at least you can tell it's Hap.
Are we losing our light? Good.
Looks like some serious thought going on. This is Hap and Chess. This is Hap and Johnny. I'm not sure this is all the kids. You can count them. See who's missing.
You gotta go down a little bit. There. Can't do it. There.
Foreground is Mary Ellen, Garnet O'Connor, her brother Oscar, his wife right behind him, Aunt Bertha, and Hap O'Connor in the background. Garnet and Hap O'Connor. Charles's oldest daughter, Janice.
Color's not very good.
What is that thing?
As clear as you can get it, huh?
This is Stephen, June 10th, 1971. Here. That's Jimmy Draper and Uncle Oscar.